I told you to sell. I told you to sell last video. Absolute peak of the bear market rally. Did you? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Because in this video, I'm going to be giving you the crypto bottom. I'm just going to give it to you. Silver platter. Day, minute, hour. It's when it's going to happen. You're going to go to Thanksgiving dinner to all your family members who you told invest in Ethereum at 4,500 and be like, look, have I got a treat for you. It's your son who LARPs as a financial investor, a smart guy. I know when the bottom of the crypto market's going to be. And they're gonna be like, how do you know? I'm like, I'm just really smart. But your secret is you're watching this channel right now. Because in this video, I'm gonna give you the generational bottom. I'm gonna tell you exactly when it's going to be, how it's gonna look. And all you have to do is, like the last video, is you just have to listen. You just have to listen. And I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking yourself, especially if you're new here. I'm watching this video. I see this big, beautiful, handsome internet man. He's screaming and his body looks fantastic. Has he been working out? Damn! There's no way this guy is smart enough, clever enough to not only be this handsome, but to call these markets like an absolute animal? You tell me. You tell me. Here's my last video. Absolute talk of the bear market rally. Here's my call in November where I told you to sell the gaming top. Remember that? We got out, made a lot of money. That was good too. Here's my calls the last few months on Twitter, at ZSS Becker. You should follow me there. I have nailed every top and bottom of this market the last few months. And every single person who has doubted me has lost all their money. And you know why? It's very simple. You might have forgotten. It's been a while since I made a video. I have come back to this channel to give your kids a role model and to save you this Thanksgiving dinner from having to look your grandmother in the eye and just being able to say like, hey, Sam lost all my money. It's his fault. Should die earlier. You're not gonna have that conversation because guys, look, I got good news. I know what you're looking for. You're looking for the jams. Looking for me to say, look, we're getting close. We're going back to bull market. We're about to start dunking on people's grandmothers. Going below, behind, general dark areas behind 7-Eleven. And investing in 5 AM altcoins. Making money for doing nothing. We're going to be pieces of shit again. We're going to have no skills. No responsibility or discipline whatsoever. We're going to make tons of money. Way more than everybody. Everyone's going to think we're super smart. That's what you're looking for me to say. And guys, to that I got to say, that's not going to happen. You acted like a piece of shit for literally 2 years. If you want to see a piece of shit, don't take a dump and go look in the toilet. Go look in the mirror, because that's what a piece of shit looks like. You acted with zero financial responsibility. You kept all your money in all sorts of wahoo places for a 5% APY. You spent all your money on monkey pictures, and you told all your friends and family to do it too. You were an asshole. You deserve nothing. You deserve the cucumber covered in paper, sandpaper, and glass that is entering your body right now. There is no outcome for you that is probably going to look good here anytime soon, which is why you're watching this video. I am going to tell you when the cucumber suffering, the cucumber of sandpaper that you're enjoying so pleasantly right now in your rectum, I'm going to tell you when the pain is going to end. And then when you can come in and scoop back up in the crypto and make those generational buys. Oh, and I'll even give you the coins that are about to, these juicy 2,000 X's, 1,000 X's, 10,000 X's. You're going to be so rich. No hyperbole whatsoever. That's the common reasonable gains. So, let's go look at my computer. So at this point, guys, let's get back to the good old, the traditional, the good old, the vintage, worst crypto. Worst channel in all of crypto technique of going to coin market cap and randomly reading charts. So look, guys, let's talk about these markets. I see people analyzing everything. I see people loading up Warren Buffett's entire investing thesis from the last 50 years. They're using these job reports and this job report, and they're talking about investment movements over the last 50 years. I'm sure you guys know these financial advice channels. If you want that type of information that's overcomplicated, hard to process, and anything but simple, and still these people manage to lose all their money and make no returns in the entire last bull run, by all means, those are the channels for you. I'm going to super dumb everything down in this video. I'm going to talk about where the bomb is likely going to be, in my opinion, what it's going to look like, and how everything is going to perform here, and what I'm going to do in certain situations, and what I would do if I were you. This is not financial advice. I'm a guy screaming in sunglasses, playing with guns in his garage. I don't know why you listen to me, but cool, okay? Look, I'm going to give you my overall vibes on the market. And I have to stress right here, Despite my crazy intros, despite my hyperbole, I don't know where the market's going to go. The last few months, I have absolutely nailed the market. I did nail the market since it bottomed in COVID, and I nailed the exit and a gaming crypto top in November. I've nailed every move the last few months. My vibes have been good. I'm not going to poop on myself and act like I haven't done well at this. I have. You should follow me on Twitter for those calls. That being said, I'm going to still credit a lot of that to luck. I'm going to simply say, maybe I got lucky. I don't know. But these vibes, based on opinions I'm going to give you that are super simplified and easy to understand and dumbed down, have helped me do significantly better than everybody else that I know who is doing super complicated stuff. I've been able to play World of Warcraft and work in my business and still do just fine. So I'm going to give you those vibes. If you don't like a guy who's like, hey, bro, here's the vibes of the market, then I don't know. Are you here for a serious opinion? Look at me. All right, I'm in a gay bar. I'm in a sleazy gentleman's club yelling about financial markets of magic money. You're the one who chose to be here, not me. So let's dive into it. So as I go around crypto Twitter, obviously we all know what happened with FTX. We all knew that. Everybody's making a video on YouTube talking about FTX and their opinions on it. I really don't care because it doesn't change the ending outcome of this market. So go watch one of those videos on FTX. I'm sure someone will talk about Sam's man boobs for an hour if you want, all right? I care about the bottom of Bitcoin and when I can put my money in because frankly, I don't want to deal with these markets. I don't want to do this dumb shit until the bottom's in. So that's all I care about. I don't care about the drama. I don't care about any of that. Here's what I think. So look, everyone on Twitter is like, when's the Bitcoin bomb? When's the crypto bomb? Who cares? The crypto doesn't matter. The market cap of all in crypto is not even half the size of Apple. The market cap of crypto is irrelevant to the financial world. It is like a 5'2" fat man at a bar full of 6'2" frat guys. He's not getting any action. He doesn't need to be worried about how much the price of condoms is right now. It's not going to work out for him. He's irrelevant. All right. We need to worry about the elephants in the room because crypto is not finding a bottom. There is no bottom to crypto. There's no backstop until the financial markets find their bottoms. Why is this? In the crypto bull run, if you look at Bitcoin, we trade everything based off of Bitcoin. If Bitcoin is going up and it's moving fine, it allows and gives breathing room to every coin underneath it. So if the top 25 coins have breathing room, they start going up, then all the lower coins start going up. Everything trades on top or underneath each other like a waterfall effect. When we enter bear markets, what I've realized is that Bitcoin trades off of traditional markets, specifically the S&P 500. Okay? Now, that means that Bitcoin isn't going to do anything until the S&P 500 finds a clear bottom. And that means the rest of crypto isn't going to do anything because Bitcoin hasn't found a bottom until this finds a bottom. The end. So we need to be super aware of this market, which is the market I've been watching. So to give you guys context on what I'm trying to do right now is I'm not trying to swing trade little microcap coins. What I'm trying to do is I have a significant net worth that is mostly out of the markets right now. Actually, when it comes to equities and crypto, it's 100% out. I even told you when I was getting out. You could have seen the last video and in my calls when I rebought recently at 3,500 and then exit again because everything looks terrible. I think something horrible is coming and I'll talk about that here in a second in this video. But what I'm looking to do is I'm looking for a nice, safe, cozy place to invest that large amount of money because as currently, if it's in cash, I'm losing 5 to 8% a year on inflation. That's terrible. I have to get out of this position in cash eventually. There's a lot of other safe places I can store it part-time as well. You don't just have to sit in cash, but let's just keep everything super simple in this video, guys. Okay, this isn't some deep financial advisor video that you see on YouTube. Just keep it simple. So we need to wait for the bottom in this market. So where's the bottom of this market going to be? Okay. So look, we can look at all the charts and I'm going to repeat myself over and over again. Talk about all the people using every crazy widget gadget reading on earth to try and find the bottom of this market. Here's what's happening right now. We have inflation. I'm sure you're aware of it. Everybody has noticed this, especially Cardano holders who are trying to make their World of Warcraft account. Even their wife's boyfriend is getting short on change right now and saying, look, man, you're going to have to go and suck dick or something to make ends meet. You're going to have to go and shake that ass in the street to pay for that account. We got other things to do in this household. And to that, the Cardano holders have said, Sounds hot, but because frankly, it's the most action they've gotten in years because we know their wife hasn't even touched them, came within 50 feet of them since they kept holding Cardano at $2.80. When I told them to sell, you remember that video? Read this comment. Read this comment. This is a Cardano holder at $3. Fucking moron. Anyways, we've all noticed that inflation is really bad. And this has driven costs of living to be substantially very high. All right, give me a second to collect myself. Give me a second. I'm not as professional as I used to be. I'm out of practice making these videos. I've been watching TikTok videos all day. Those are also filled with Cardano holder videos as well. This was a great one. This is my favorite one from a Cardano holder the other day. But anyways, inflation is super high. This has made the cost of living super high. And what happens when the cost of living is super high? People can't pay their bills. So what do people do when they can't pay their bills? They take out debt. Credit card debt, normal debt. To complement this, during the bull run, there was unlimited money printing. This has been going on for a decade. During the last 10 years, there's been unlimited money printing. Everybody just had free money, access to cash, super cheap. So people took in way too much debt than they should have. Because why do people do that? Because they're idiots. That's what people do. They're just idiots. Most population, just goofballs. And now most of the crypto population has lost 90% of their money. They're all screwed too. Everybody's pretty much screwed with record high costs of living, and they're on record high debt. Okay. On top of this, if we look at other things like businesses paying their rent and people making their rent, this is starting to look really ugly too. So what is going on here? I think it's pretty simple to understand. Cost of living has skyrocketed. People have taken out way too much debt, and to pay this cost, and now they're not able to pay that debt. They're slowly starting to not be able to pay that debt right now. On top of that, the Fed is hiking rates, making taking debt or getting access to money virtually impossible. It's extremely expensive. On top of that, people are getting fired. So what is happening right here? We have people that cannot live, the cost of living is too high, with record high debt, now with losing or not making any money anymore. So the limited money they already had to pay for the cost of living and to cover their debt is now being erased. And the businesses that are not able to pay their bills and the rent for whatever they're doing to the banks and whoever owns all the property and land right there, and able to pay their rent because, again, people are not having their money, so people are spending less money on things. I could compound this entire thing on top of it, but I think it's very clear this is going to lead to a debt crisis. We have crazy high cost of living, record high debt, people are not able to pay that debt back. That's all there really is to it. Combined with the fact that the Fed is hiking rates. They're just going to keep hiking, and they're going to keep hiking until something breaks. What is likely going to happen in this situation? They are going to hike until debt causes something to break. That is what's going to happen. That's what's probably going to happen. If it doesn't, we can come back here, and I'm going to tell you the move. We go back to trading lower market cap coins and middle tier altcoins. That's what we do if the market comes back and I'm wrong here. That's all there is. That's the move. We can talk about coins in the next video. That's the simple outcome. But with what I just described here, we could go through every chart, and I could take off my shirt and draw a Venn diagram of every financial market in the world and how the real estate market looks in China and all the crap you see in other videos. Or we could just look at that very basic scenario right here and assume that the Fed is going to stop hiking when something breaks, aka traditional markets. The S&P 500, look, it looks terrible compared to where we were at the peak of the bull run. It doesn't look great, but this really isn't that bad. The Fed has wiggle room right here. And so what's it going to do? It's going to keep hiking. It's going to keep hiking, and it's going to keep hiking. And what's going to happen is something's going to break. When we do see a debt crisis, the S&P 500 is going to plummet, and everyone's going to freak out, and things are going to get ugly for a period of time. That's when the Fed is going to stop, and that's when things are going to bottom out. And at that point, we can start looking at Bitcoin. We can start looking at crypto again. It's that damn simple. Is Bitcoin going to be lower or higher than it is right now? I don't know. But if we have any faith in where Bitcoin is going in the future and where crypto is going in the future, it's going to be 10 times higher in 5-6 years. So if you missed the bottom by 5K, doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. Now, why are the markets going to go nuts as soon as we finally start, the Fed stops and we hit our bottom? Why are they going to go nuts? So this is the M2 money supply. I've been screaming about this on Twitter forever. You should follow me there at ZSS Becker. I've also been talking about it on YouTube. So to put this in super layman's terms, for everybody who's a professional financial YouTube advisor, a financial expert, you guys are great. You guys have been killing it lately. I'm sure everybody's going to say, well, M2 money supply is not the final end all of money and blah, 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 and there's 1,000 other factors. Yeah, all right, cool. Great. I still beat you. I still beat you when it comes to reading the market. So I don't care. Here's my basic 5-year-old understanding of the market in that I'm going to give you right now, or the 5-year-old summary. So look, the M2 money supply is a measure of all the money that's available right now. Okay, and this is the M2 money supply to the S&P 500 or total value of stocks. So what you can look at this right now is it's just a measurement of two pots. Here's money in the stock market. Here's money not in the stock market. Here's all the money in the entire world. All right, all the money that people have reasonable accessibility to. It's a measurement of how much money is not in the stock market versus in. Okay, basically a measurement of how much money is on the sidelines, waiting to buy the stock market. Because right now, if you're sitting in cash, you're losing 5 to 8% a year. If you have $100,000, you have $1 million, you're losing $80,000 a year. You have $100 million, you're losing $8 million a year in cash. You can't do that for very long without wanting to jump off a cliff. So people, when they have giant amounts of cash, want to get out of that cash. Rich people do not keep their money in cash. They keep it in assets. Right now, they can't keep it in assets because all their assets are plummeting. So they're all keeping cash. How do we know this? So if we look right now at the market, here's the COVID low right here in actual money supply. As you can see, we actually haven't had a value bull run in stocks for decades. Okay, this is why everybody on YouTube is saying, just keep your money in this stocks and just let it go. It always comes back. No, it didn't. It hasn't for 20 years. Okay, and it didn't even get past where we were in COVID. Every growth you've seen in the stock market has been an illusion. But to put it even simpler, if you had $1 million house at the peak, you didn't actually make any money because every other house in your neighborhood was now also worth $1 million. You couldn't buy anything more. You didn't have more buying power. You had the same buying power you had before. Okay? Now that money is inflated, that much, if your house returned to its old value, aka if your stocks, your 401k is at its value pre-COVID, you are wrecked. Okay, where do you think all that excess floating cash went? It left the market. Okay, so before I even go on a rant, I'll probably make another video about it. They destroyed our parents' 401ks. They destroyed anybody that's been sitting in the stock market. Anybody that told you to keep all their money in the stock market and just hold. It's pretty common financial advice and video on YouTube is a idiot, and they lost you a substantial amount of your net worth. If your portfolio is worth the same amount as it was pre-COVID right now, you are my friend. Anyways. If you look at where we are right now in the stock market, where we were pre-COVID, all right, the S&P 500 price in relation to actual value right here, it looks like we have a ways to go compared to the COVID low. COVID low was $2,300. Good sir, 3,500 S&P right now is the equivalent in actual buying value to 2,300. That's how much we've destroyed the money supply. So understanding this, what it means is that if you look at the actual money supply and not the actual price of S&P, we have more money sidelined right now than we did at the bottom of the 2000 crash. This was the biggest value crash of the last 30 years. Okay. Again, some of my stuff might be off here. Some of the things I might be paraphrasing might be off. My general analysis summary right here, it's good enough. Works for me. All right. So what does this mean? We have a phenomenal, crazy amount of money sitting on the sideline. Once get back in, it is on fire right now. It's melting. People are desperate to get back into the market. That's why this crash is taking so long. People are desperate. They don't want to be in cash right now. So the second we do bottom out, this is going to be ridiculous, the amount of gains we're going to see. We're going to go right back to the old all-time highs of the S&P, which aren't even that high in actual buying value. This is the height, all right? This is just right where we were before 2008, where we were pre-COVID. That's not that high. This is high. The 2000 crash, that's high. That's high. Actual buying value, that's not that high. All right, if we return back to where we were, just back to where we were pre-COVID, we're at 4,500 S&P. We're at a raging $70,000 Bitcoin, okay? And that means the rest of the markets are going to go absolutely nuts. So all we really have to do here, guys, lowering this down, it's so damn simple. And I'll get into what we want to do and what coins we want to look at here in a second. It's so simple. Due to how debt is shaping up right now, and due to the S&P 500 and current markets being okay, the Fed is going to keep hiking. They're going to keep doing it, and that's probably going to trigger some problem in the debt area. We're probably going to see some black swan right there. That's going to crash all the markets that people actually care about. The Fed and most of society does not care about our crypto markets. The fact that Sam and Luna And the long voyage, all the people ruined everything. No one cares. No one cares. Okay? You're going to have to tell it to your family. You told to put all their money in Voyager. So, look, no one cares about the crypto markets. When the markets that people actually care about crash, I'm thinking a 3,200 S&P, somewhere around there. That's what I'm thinking. And anybody I know that's smart thinks the same way. I think, and I agree with them, 3,200-ish is what we could see. Okay, and if that happens, we're going to see likely a sub 10K Bitcoin. We might not. I don't know. But at that point, the Fed is going to be like, whoa, it's getting ugly. It's getting bad. And they're going to taper off. And that's when we should really start looking at crypto. That's it. That's all there is to it. Wait for the Fed to cause a debt problem, markets crash, then let's talk crypto. So what do we do at that point in time? I think we're going to have to make another video about this. Okay, but I'm going to give you the synopsis real quick. I'm going to try and do it in 2 minutes because we've been talking way too long. So look, there's two things we can do. There's the safe option. We wait for the S&P 500 traditional markets to crash. We just roll in the Bitcoin. We just roll in the Bitcoin and sit in it. And we can just experience a nice 10x on that. Easy. Now, what you need to understand is what I think the market is going to do is very similar to what we've seen in the past. Now, you have to understand, God, we don't have enough time to talk about this in this video. We're going to have to make another video. You have to understand that this performance of Bitcoin has happened always when the money printer has been turned on. There's never been a point that Bitcoin has existed where we have not been printing money and the economy has been pretty good. This is the first time Bitcoin's ever existed that money printer has not been on and the economy is really bad and it's getting worse. You've never seen, nobody in the history of man has ever seen how Bitcoin performs in a true financial total bear market. They haven't seen it. And Bitcoin and crypto doesn't pay dividends. All right. So for example, if I have a house that I paid $100,000 for and it pays me $5,000 per year, 5% return on investment every single year, someone's going to buy that house from me, lowest possible $80,000. All right. Like I know this is not exact numbers. Just bear with me. Why? Because that $5,000 per year is there. If I can get a 5 to 8% ROI on investment, that's awesome. Passive income. That's what everyone's going for. The problem with crypto is it doesn't pay dividends. So stocks, for example, have a natural bottom. As long as that thing is paying a certain amount of dividends, there's a point where the price gets low enough that someone's going to gobble it up. There's no backstop to crypto. So you don't know how low this thing's going to go. I don't think we're going that much lower. I'm not trying to doomsday say it here, but just because it performed like this in the ultimate of ultimate bull runs in the history of our entire nation, the last 10 years, doesn't mean it's going to do the same thing. So please don't guesstimate. That's what I'm saying right here. What I think is going to happen, though, is we're going to see, I think we're seeing this jut down right here, and Bitcoin's just going to bottom out in a crappy area right here, and you can just buy it nice and casually. Okay? So what you need to understand about the last market is altcoins and the big gains really didn't start to happen until Bitcoin broke its all-time high. Okay, like DOT, AVAX, Solana. I'm not going to go through every coin. Okay, but none of these micro cap or these altcoins really started to move until Bitcoin hit this point right here. So that means we really don't have to be worried about diving into other altcoins until Bitcoin's at least $40,000, $45,000. So the safe thing to do when this happens is just buy Bitcoin and wait for $45,000. At that point, you can just hold Bitcoin. If you have a substantial amount of money, just hold it. You could do that. What I would plan to do is I'd roll that money out of Bitcoin and I'd roll into top 25 coins. Okay. You can pick your favorite flavor of ice cream right here. It really doesn't matter. I'm really not confident in Solana or stuff like that anymore. And I'll talk about all that stuff here in future videos. But I mean, Ethereum, BNB, Chainlink, DOT, you know, we got our favorite. We got a bunch of the good stuff going on right here. We just invest in those. Those are probably going to see crazy returns. They're going to see 10 to 20 X's, 50 X's, probably 10 to 20 X's from Bitcoin cracking 40K. So that's what we do, roll into there. If you want to be super duper cheeky, you could just skip Bitcoin right now when it bottoms out and go to those now. That's cheeky. Okay, there is a chance, my friends, we might not see another bull run for 5 years, maybe even a decade. I don't want that to happen. It's a possibility. We were in a bull run the last decade in the financial markets. Why can't we be in a bear market, or at least a plateaued market for a decade? It's happened before. But that's what I would do. And then the second all these altcoins start to pop up and really go nuts, then we roll in the microcaps and we do the same thing we did last bull run. And then we cycle from microcaps out like we did this bull run, and we repeat. That's the plan of attack right there. It's really simple, and it all starts when the S&P 500 and standard markets bottom. Okay? So, look, I don't want to make anything more than a 30-minute video, which is what we're getting into right here. And so that's what I think about the markets. I don't care about what's going on in crypto drama right now. I don't care. It's irrelevant to the actual bottom of what's going to happen. So I don't care. Only thing I care about right now is really the S&P 500, because nothing matters until that thing starts moving. It's the same thing Bitcoin was in the bull market. Nothing's going to move until Bitcoin moves. In the next video, I'm going to talk about altcoins and the list I'm looking at, because the most important thing you should be doing right now, if you want to get comically rich next bull run, whenever it occurs, is you should have a long list of good coins and layer 1s and layer 2s and sub coins and gaming coins that are going to take off, because they are going to, and you can make millions, tens of millions, even hundreds of millions. I've seen people do it this last bull run, and they lost all their money too. You should probably sell next bull run. But I saw tons of people do that, and I did very well last bull run, and I'd like to do so again. So that's what I'm going to be getting into, and the way you do that is by having a big, nice research list. I'm also going to make other videos talking about the financial markets and what a scam they are. It's horrifying what's going on, and there's a lot to talk about and unpack. I also have some other stuff I'm going to make videos about, business and entrepreneurship related. So that's why you should subscribe. If you want to see stuff I'm thinking in the market, you want to see my calls when I'm selling and buying stuff, I literally post hard timestamps of when I buy and sell. They've been really right lately. I'm not saying they're going to be right going forward, but they've been, oh, I look like I know what I'm doing on Twitter. You should follow me there at CSS Becker. I don't have anything else to say in this video. It's been long enough. I'll see you next time.